So since NZXT released the H2 Flow, I've been keeping an eager eye on it. The only thing that stopped me from buying it is its incompatibility with the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 and its 38mm thick radiator. After watching a few build videos of it, I knew that there was a possibility. While probably not possible with the original radiator bracket, there was nothing stopping me from fabricating my own bracket to accommodate for a 38mm radiator. So I bought it. Pretty straightforward to get inside. There's just 4 screws holding on the radiator bracket. Now let's see what I can come up with. Modeling the bracket was quite easy. I've pretty much just copied the original bracket and added about 8 more millimeters of depth. I've also just removed the option of a 240mm radiator, as it wouldn't really make any sense and it gives me that little bit more airflow. If you haven't figured it out yet, the radiator will be mounted at the front with the fans behind it in a pull configuration. I've done this on purpose because, as you may know, the Arctic liquid freezers have pretty stiff hoses, and mounting it like this gives you that little bit less to deal with. I'll get this sent off to PCBWay, and while it's being made, let's continue. To start off the build, for the motherboard, I'll be using a Mini ITX Asus ROG Strix B650E. This is going to be my main work and gaming computer, so I can't think of a better CPU for the liquid freezer to cool down than the 9950 X3D. I'll be using a 2TB NVMe for all my games and main files, and a 4TB NVMe mounted on the rear of the motherboard for my larger files. $64GB of RAM at 6000MHz and CL30 timing should be perfect. I'll be using an 850W Corsair power supply to power the whole system. The bracket arrived just in time to keep this build moving. I had this custom radiator bracket manufactured by PCBWay, who are also sponsoring today's video. I simply uploaded the CAD file and technical drawings, chose the material and finish, and a couple weeks later it arrived ready to install. For this project, I chose a mild steel with a matte powder coat finish, and I'm extremely satisfied with how it's come out. PCBWay are also celebrating their 12th anniversary throughout July, with discounts across a range of services and some fun community events. I'll leave a link to both my shared project file on PCBWay and their anniversary event in the description below. Time to mount the fans and radiator to my custom bracket. Obviously, I can't reuse the same screws from the original bracket, but luckily a standard power supply screw has the same 3.5mm thread. And mounting the CPU block until both screws are snug. Now for the graphics card. I couldn't fork out the money for a beefy 5090, so I went with the next best thing, an RTX 5080. To get the most out of this case, I'm swapping out the original exhaust fans for a pair of 120mm Noctua fans. All that's left to do is plug everything in and do a little cable management. everything's plugged in and I'm pretty happy with how it looks. The hoses don't exactly look the most aesthetically pleasing, but it's the best you can really do with these super stiff hoses. I think this thick radiator looks awesome in this case. You really can't even tell it's not the original bracket either. Like I said earlier, if you would like to do something similar to this, I'll leave a link in the description to the shared project on PCBWay. And with that, it's finally time to see how it performs. Let's fire up a few benchmarks and games. Rust tends to be the main game I play these days, and it's actually quite CPU dependent. While playing, I saw average CPU temperatures of around 60 degrees. In Cinebench 2026, temperatures hovered just above 80 degrees during the multi-thread benchmark, where it managed a score of just over 10,000. Overall, I'm really happy with how this build turned out. The temperatures are solid and it performed exactly how I'd hoped. This might actually be one of my favorite cases I've built in. Apart from the excess of wires you have to hide, it was extremely easy to build in. Although it's larger in volume than my previous case, the A4H2O, I can appreciate the little bit of extra desk space it's given me. But that's pretty much it for this build. Thanks for watching.